How to set your Gboard keyboard as your default keyboard, and this is for Samsung Android phone. Let's get started. After installing the Gboard keyboard from the Play Store, you'll want to go ahead and go into the Quick Panel Access and tap on the settings icon here. From here on, you'll go all the way down to the part that says General Management. And usually for other Android phones, there is the General Management section or General Settings. You'll want to go into that. Once you're in that section here, you'll now look for the keyboard list and default. So it's going to be something like this here. For Samsung phones, it's going to be this one right here. As you enter into it now, you'll see the default keyboard settings, and you'll also see a list of all the keyboards you have installed on your phone itself. Okay, you'll see the all section here, and just be sure that you have Gboard turned on. You want to make sure you enabled it and go through the initial setup, allowing it to have permission or anything that it might require you to do. Once you're done with that there, you'll see the default keyboard section here, and as you tap on it, you'll see the choose input method. Okay, so from here you want to select the Gboard option, and then from here on, once you have it set as your Gboard, your keyboard as your Gboard keyboard settings here, you should now be able to have it as your default keyboard. Okay, so when you tap here, you'll notice that the Gboard keyboard is going to pop up for you, and that's how you know that it's the one that you set from here on. Okay, and that's that. How to enable the suggestion strip toolbar for your Gboard keyboard. This is after the 2023 late update. If you're not seeing it, this is where you can go to enable it. So let's say you're about to start typing, you don't see that suggestive toolbar up here on your Gboard keyboard, and you're starting to wonder what's going on. So in order to enable this feature here, I'll recommend you go into your quick panel access of your Android phone here. This is for Android phones, by the way. And you want to go into the settings here, and you'll go down to either the part that would be your general settings, or just type in the search settings, Gboard keyboard. Once you're in either settings, and you're in a section where you can get access to all your Gboard settings, you'll look for it here. So you'll see Gboard settings here, and when you tap on that here, you're going to see all this right here. Then I want you to go to where it says text correction. This is the main settings of your Gboard keyboard. Go to text correction, and you want to make sure this here is turned on. With this turned on, from now on, every time you're about to start typing, you'll see here right now it's not shown. That's before it was on. And when I come back here now and I start to type again, the toolbar is going to be there. And that's that. How to change the theme colors of your Gboard keyboard, and this is for Android devices using the pre-installed keyboard themes that comes with your Gboard keyboard when you first install it. Let's go ahead and get started. Once you have your Gboard keyboard as your default keyboard, you're about to start typing. Your keyboard is going to pop up like this here. There's two ways to get into this. One is the theme icon right here, which is this one right there. If you tap on it, that's going to take you to your themes, and you can choose from one of these here. Okay, so some of these here may need to be installed onto your device so that you can use them. And let's just say for demonstration purposes, I decided to go with this one here. I'll press apply, and this is now going to be my new color. Okay, if you don't see this icon here for some odd reason, you can also go into the settings icon here, and then you'll see the theme settings right here for your Gboard keyboard. And going into this here will allow you to do the same thing. Choose from the different colors. These arrows here will give you more options for more solid colors. You have more for the landscape colors, and you also have more for light and also the dark gradient set of colors. And you can just choose the one that's right for your eyes or for your style. And once you select it, that will now become your default keyboard color. Okay, and once you do that here, let's say I'm about to start typing, it's going to appear as that. And that's that. How to change the height of your Gboard keyboard or the size of your Gboard keyboard. This is after the late 2023 update, and let's go ahead and get started for Android devices. In order to resize your Gboard keyboard, let's say you're about to start typing, your Gboard keyboard is going to pop up, and with the latest update, you'll now notice this circle here with the 4 squares at the far left of the suggestion toolbar here. Okay, just tap on that one time and you'll see the resize option here. Tapping on the resize option now will allow you to simply resize the Gboard keyboard. So when you do this here, you'll notice this is going to show up now, and you can choose to just bring it down a little bit to make it shorter or pull it up at the max to make it taller. And once you're done, you can press the check mark to save your changes, and then your Gboard keyboard will now be either taller or shorter. And yes, you can come back and resize it at any given time. So if you've been looking for this after a certain update, they did change things up, and this is where you would go to do this. How to show the number row for your Gboard keyboard, and also emojis row for your Gboard keyboard. Be sure to have the latest update of your Gboard keyboard. This is late 2023 going into 2024 for these new features such as the emoji keyboard row. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. Once you have your Gboard keyboard installed and you're ready to enable certain features and you're about to start typing, you'll see your Gboard keyboard pop up like this here. And you want to tap on the settings icon to take you into the main settings of your Gboard keyboard. So to enable the number row, you'll go to preferences as the first one, and you'll see number row, and you want to turn that on. That's going to show your number row, giving you access to all the numbers at the top row once you start typing, okay? Now, if you want the emojis row here as one of the new features, you'll want to go down this part here. You'll see emojis, stickers, and the GIFs there. As you tap on that, you'll see emoji fast access row here. And basically when you turn this on, it's going to show you a row of all the most recently used emojis. Okay, so what I noticed though is that for some of these apps, they don't show it, and some of them they will show it. So for example, right now here, as I'm about to start typing, you'll notice the emojis won't show here. But when I go to this other app here, for example, like YouTube, for some reason, YouTube would show the emojis row, which is this one right here, showing you all the recently most used emojis. So maybe it's a glitch. Maybe there's going to be another update to fix this so that it can be more compatible with other apps. So if you have enabled the emojis row and you notice it doesn't show up for every app, then that's just the case of it for the time being. So hopefully after this video, they will do some sort of update, but it's a pretty cool feature and you can disable it if you don't like it. How to add languages and or change the layouts of your Gboard keyboard, and this is for Android phones or Android devices. Let's get started. To get into these settings, assuming that you have your Gboard keyboard as your default keyboard, let's say you're about to start typing and your Gboard keyboard pops up like this right here. You'll see the settings gear icon in the suggestion strip toolbar here. Go ahead and tap on that one time. And the very first option you'll see is languages right there. Once you're here, you'll see the add keyboard, which is basically adding a different language to your keyboard settings. So go ahead now, tap on that. And of course, you'll have the list of all the different types of languages that you want to look through and add yourself, okay? I'll just go ahead and tap on this one here. And every time you select a type of keyboard, you will see the different styles or the different layout of the keyboard that you prefer. You can go ahead and select the ones you want and uncheck the ones that you don't want. Again, it's totally up to you to come here and make that decision. You'll see how much you have selected here. I'll press done. And then you'll see the different layouts here for every type that you have selected, okay? Notice English here. If you want to add more different layouts here, you'll see the other types of keyboards here if you were looking for that, okay? I'll go ahead and add one more language just to give you an idea of how this is gonna look here. And I'll just press done for this one here. And then once you're done with all this here, you've made your selection here, you can just come back here and back out of that. And then let's say now you are ready to start typing. So if the English language was your first keyboard language for Gboard, you'll now see that there's this little icon here that when you toggle it, it will allow to change for the different languages. And every time you switch between a language, you'll see the name of the language here in the spacebar here. So tapping on this will switch over to the different layouts. And then after cycling between the different layouts of that particular language, you'll reach to the next language you have available here. So you can tap on this icon here to take you to the different languages, and every language will have its different layouts of the keyboard itself, okay? And that's how you would go about to change them, okay? Now, if you do decide in the future that you don't want these languages, you can just come back here and simply just tap on this edit icon at the top here, and then you'll select the one that you don't want and just simply delete them if you don't want it, okay? And you can always come back and add them if you want to in the future, okay? So that's that like and how to enable the preferences settings for your Gboard keyboard and what uses they have for your Gboard keyboard. This is late 2023 going into 2024 update. So things are slightly different, and let's get started. Let's say you're about to start typing, and of course your Gboard keyboard is going to pop up like this here. You'll see the settings icon here that'll take you to the main settings, and the very first set of settings would be your languages, followed by preferences. Tap on preferences 1, and this is where you can enable all the preferences settings. So first, if you want your number row to always show when you are typing at the very top of your Gboard keyboard, go ahead and enable this here. You also have show emoji switch key here. I'll back out of this quickly just to show you what these two are. So if I'm gonna start typing here, this is the number row with all the numbers right there, and this is the emoji key switch right here, okay? So that's those two here. Then we have the layout. Now, if I tap here, I can choose to switch my one-handed mode from right to left, but you can also access this here as I come out of here and I start typing. You'll have this right here. You see this right here? When you tap on that, you'll see your one-handed mode feature. And tapping here will give you one-handed mode, and you can tap on this arrow here to bring it to your right, or if you're a left-hander, totally up to you. This is going to resize your one-handed mode keyboard, and this is going to bring it back to full screen keyboard, okay? So with that said and done, let's head back down in here. We have key press, which gives you sound, and then the vibration feedback. Turning these two off will disable the sound key press and vibration feedback on each key press. But if you leave it on and you want to adjust it, you can tap here and adjust how loud it's going to be. And then you can adjust the vibration strength of each press if you want that vibration, but at a lower level, okay? Then you have the pop-up on key press, okay? Pop-up on key press is when you type a key, they will show up, and then long pressing that key is gonna give you those additional hidden symbols, okay? And finally, the key long press delay. So when you long press a key, it's gonna go ahead and continue repeating itself. And then flick input sensitivity, okay? Sensitivity level for sliding input. That's for the gliding, sliding feature here. You can leave it on low or high. But let me just show you the pop-up and the long press here. So when I come out of here, I'm gonna start typing. When I tap on one of these letters here, you'll see how it's gonna show me. Notice when I tap on a letter, it's gonna pop up. That's the pop-up on key press. But when I long press one of them, like the T for example, you'll see how it's gonna reveal that other symbol here, which is these tiny little symbols on the right top of every key. And enabling that setting is gonna show you the symbols, and long pressing them is gonna reveal them to you like this here. And the others, if there's additional for them, they will also be shown there as well, okay? And that's that for this video tutorial. Like and how to enable one-handed mode keyboard or floating mode keyboard for your Gboard keyboard. And this is after the late 2023 update going into 2024. Let's get started. In order to switch between floating mode or one-handed mode, you'll simply go ahead and tap in an area where your Gboard keyboard will pop up to start typing. And you will now notice there is this icon here with the 4 rounded circles. Tap on that one time and you'll see these other icons here for you. One of them is one-handed mode, the other is floating mode. So when you're ready to switch to one-handed mode, tap on it once and you'll notice it's gonna appear on the right side for right-handers, and tapping on this arrow will bring it over for left-handers. You can also choose to adjust the size of your one-handed mode keyboard by tapping on this icon here and adjust the size of it, making it bigger or even smaller at best, okay? And then press the check mark. And when you're ready to re-enter to full keyboard mode, you can tap on this icon right here. That'll bring it back to how it was. Now for floating mode, you'll tap here again, and you'll see the floating mode here right there. As you tap on that one time, you'll now have your floating keyboard mode, which you can also go ahead and just simply hold on to this tab here and place it anywhere of where you are to start typing, okay? And of course, when you're ready to bring it back to what it was, you can tap here and then of course tap on the floating icon to disable it, bringing you back to the full keyboard mode. And that's that. Like how to delete one word suggestion, and this is for the Gboard keyboard. Let's get started. To simply just remove one word suggestion, you'll go ahead and tap anywhere that will pop up your Gboard keyboard like this here. And once you start typing, or go ahead and type in the word that you want to remove from the suggestion toolbar section here. So let's just say, for example, I want to remove the word there, okay? And I see this here, and this is the one I want to remove, all right? Just as an example. When you see it appear here, you're going to long press it like this. And then this is going to show up, remove suggestion, and you'll simply just place it up here and it's going to remove it once you release it. Now, in order to get back that word, as you continue to start typing it again and again and again, and every time it shows here, you'll tap on it to let the Gboard keyboard know that this word is a word that you'll be using often, and then eventually it'll save it as a suggestion from here on. And you can do this for every other word that you want to, like how to delete all the words learned on your Gboard keyboard, and this is for Android devices after the late 2023 update, and let's get started. If you're using your Gboard keyboard and you're ready to erase all the data learned, let's say you're about to start typing, your Gboard keyboard is going to pop up like this here, and you'll see the settings gear icon right there. Tap on that one time, and from here on, you'll want to go down until you see the part that says privacy. As you tap on privacy section here, you'll want to go down some more and keep going down until you see delete learned words and data. As you tap on that one time, this is going to pop up. It's going to tell you that everything will be erased. Every text and words that your Gboard keyboard learned since you started using it will be gone. And in order to proceed, you'll need to type in these digits here, enter the code, and press OK. So once you do that, this cannot be undone, just so you know, okay? But this is where you would go to do it, like and so. How to enable clipboard feature for Gboard keyboard, also how to enable save screenshots, and where to find the clipboard icon in your Gboard keyboard. And this is all after the late 2023 Gboard keyboard update. Let's get started. To enable the clipboard settings, let's just say you're about to start typing, your Gboard keyboard is going to pop up like this here, and you will want to go to the settings first. So tap on that here, and in the main settings of your Gboard keyboard, you'll go down to where it says clipboard. Be sure all three of these are turned on. This is going to allow you to copy recent text highlighted and copied, and also be able to save screenshots in your Gboard keyboard clipboard. Okay, so let me just go ahead and perform a screenshot just to show you how this is going to work. So I just did a screenshot, and this screenshot is also going to be saved in my clipboard itself. Now I'll go to an app that will allow me to use my screenshots and paste them. Okay, so let's just say you're typing. Okay, you're typing, press enter now, and you want to find the clipboard. Okay, maybe you're seeing this here, a suggestion or whatever. To find the clipboard, you'll tap here. If it's not shown here, you'll tap here and you'll see your clipboard. This is where you can get access to your clipboard with the screenshot save or any recently copied text. So say I want to paste a screenshot, I'll tap here. Notice how that appear here. And remember, this will only work on certain apps. Not all apps will allow you to paste a screenshot. Okay, this is the Samsung Notes, by the way. Okay, and same will go for this here. So let's just say I do this right, and then now I want to go ahead and copy this. All right, you long press it. This is going to show up, and you can choose to adjust this here, and you copy it, and then you'll go into your clipboard to see it, and then you can just simply paste that. Okay, and that's how it would work. Okay, so like how to enable glide typing as well as voice typing, and this is for the Gboard keyboard. Be sure to have the latest update to get access to all the features available. Let's get started. To enable these features, let's say you're about to start typing, your Gboard keyboard is going to show up like this here. You'll see the settings icon right there. Tap on that one time and you'll see glide typing and voice typing. As you tap on glide typing, you'll see enable glide typing, and you'll see the show gesture trail and enable gesture delete, and another one that says enable gesture control. But once you have this on, you'll be able to do the glide typing. I'll show you how that works in a moment. And then now you got the voice typing. Some of us don't feel like typing, we just want to talk and have it work. Okay, so with these two features on and you're ready to start using them, first for the glide typing, basically once you get the hang of it, it's gonna be like a flow where you connect the letters. So I'll just say like this. You notice you'll see that little gesture trail followed, and then you space bar here, and you just go like that, and then just that's, they are that's, or get away, That's how the gliding works, okay? Then for the voice typing, as you press enter, you start a new line, you'll see all these icons, and one of them is the voice recording icon here. So once I tap on this here, and of course, if it's your first time, you want to allow it to work for you in that sense, okay? So once you have it set and it's ready to go, as you tap on it a second time, it's going to tell you to speak now. This is just a test to see how the voice typing works. Then you tap on it the second time and it's going to stop. So if you speak clear enough for it to detect exactly what you're saying, this is going to be really awesome and make typing a whole lot easier. But hey, like and sub, and thanks for watching. How to use text correction features, and this is for the Gboard keyboard after the late 2023 update, and let's get started. We'll be looking at auto correction, undo autocorrect, auto space after a punctuation, auto capitalize, and double space for a period. When you're ready to enable these features, go ahead and tap anywhere that will allow your keyboard to show up like this here. Then you'll see these settings here, which is your suggestion toolbar. Tap on the settings icon here once, and from here you'll go to text correction, this right here. From here on, you'll see the different items that you can make use of. Go all the way down till you see corrections. This right here, you have auto correction, which as you're typing, if it sees a word or letter that's missing, to make that word actually correct, it's going to automatically set that for you in. It's not 100% accurate, but for the most part, it works. Then if you do type and that correction goes in and it's not what you want, by tapping on the backspace, that's gonna undo the auto correction, okay? Then you get auto space after a punctuation mark. So every time you leave a punctuation mark, it's going to create a space for you instead of you having to tap on the space bar. Auto capitalize makes the first line that you just started, or a new line that you started to start typing in a sentence, the letter of the first word is going to be capitalized automatically. And then double spacing after a period, after a word, is going to give you a period. So let's go ahead and test these things out and see how they really work. So for the auto capitalize, let's just say we do this here. When I press enter, you'll notice all the keys are already in caps. So that's going to start my new line with having them in capital letters, okay? So if I say great now and then I put a comma, notice how it creates a space for me. That's auto space after punctuation mark. And then if I type a word or sentence and then I press double space, it's gonna give me a period to end the sentence with a period, okay? Now, other things such as suggestions where the words are gonna be not accurately spelled. So if I say this like that here, notice how this is not right, but it's gonna show me the suggestion here where I can just tap on it and it's going to create that word for me automatically. And in the future, as you are starting to type, and I press the space bar here, notice how I put that extra E just now for the word is, but it automatically corrects the word is for me, knowing that that's what I wanted to type, okay? Same thing with the word, say if I type the here, or maybe it's gonna think I'm trying to type there. If I press space, it's gonna give me there instead. So if I go with these, it's gonna give me these instead. And it's not accurate, as I said, but once it starts to detect early on and then later on, it's gonna start giving you the right correction. But it's a great feature to have enabled from the start to help you with auto corrections in the future, right? So like and sub, and thanks for watching. In this video tutorial, I want to show you where you can go to enable emoji suggestions and even GIF suggestions as you're typing using the Gboard keyboard. Be sure to have your latest update of the Gboard keyboard, and this is on Android devices. Let's go ahead and get started. To enable this feature, as you are about to start typing, your Gboard keyboard is going to pop up like this here, and you want to go into the settings of your Gboard keyboard. From here, I want you to go all the way down until you see emojis, stickers, and GIFs, okay? Once you're here in this section here, just go down a little bit more until you reach the suggestions section. You can go ahead and choose to enable this one here to show a button to add multiple emojis if you're interested in that, but that doesn't enable the predictive content. The one you want to turn on is this right here, predictive content search. Turn this on, and when you turn this on, you'll be able to get access to these here, enabling them to show show suggestions while you're typing. May it be emojis, stickers, or emoji stickers, okay? So once these are enabled here now, what's gonna happen is as I start to type. So we'll start off by saying the word hi. When I press that space bar here, you'll see the suggestion of that emoji. And later on, as you continue to use this, you're gonna see it appear a lot faster than it usually does. If I say LOL here, you'll see now that this is gonna show up and you can choose one of them. It's gonna convert that set of text to the actual emoji, and you can go ahead and type it again and choose the other one if you want to, as it suggests. If I say the word cry, it's going to show you these here as the closest ones. Tapping on it will change it, or you can keep the word space and then it's going to do that here. And notice now we're going to see some additional stuff as you tap here. There's going to be more, and these are all the stickers that are similar to the crying ones here. So when I tap on that, that's going to show up. Now, in some cases, these may not be compatible with other apps, or when you send it to someone else, it's not going to show up unless they themselves have Gboard Keyboard. So there's going to be a high compatibility if they have Gboard Keyboard, but if they're not using Gboard Keyboard or a different app from yours, then chances are these may not show. But this is where you would go to actually enable them. And other than that, my friends, like and sub. Where to find the dictionary feature for your Gboard keyboard, as well as how to set up shortcuts to make your typing life a lot faster. Let's get started. To find this feature and set it up yourself, here's what you can do as you start typing and your Gboard keyboard pops up like this here. You're gonna see the settings icon right there. If you just so happen to not see this here, you can tap here and it's also gonna show you these here. Tap on the settings one time, and when in the main settings of your Gboard keyboard, you wanna go down until you see the dictionary settings. Tap on that one time here, you'll see this here. Then you'll see personal dictionary. You're gonna tap on that, that's gonna take you to this here. And depending on the default language of your phone, you'll see your language here, okay? Tap on that once now, and you're gonna see that there is nothing shown, and that's because you need to tap on this plus right here to add yourself a set of words and the shortcut that's gonna resemble that shortcut for those words, right? I'll just show you what I'm talking about. I'll tap here, and then now you will see that there is type a word. Now you can choose to type a long sentence, and I'll just say something like this here. So I'll say, thanks for watching my video, right? So this is going to be the long set of words. Now the shortcut is gonna be, or can be, it can be 3 letters or even 2 letters, okay? And maybe even just 1 letter, right? So, but for this shortcut, I'm gonna say TWV, all right? So this means that whenever I type TWV in the suggestions bar here, it's gonna show me thanks for watching my video. Now I'll back out of here and show you how this works. So I'll come out of here, and then say I'm about to start typing, okay? So I'll start by saying, hi there, and then space, and then I'll type in my shortcut. So you have to memorize your shortcuts. So TWV, notice it's gonna show me the suggestion right there. Do you see that in the middle? That right there, that's the shortcut, what it's equivalent to. So as I type on this, it's gonna replace my shortcut to this here, and you see what that does. So once you get the hang of it, once you memorize every shortcut you have created, you'll see that you're gonna be able to type long sentences or phrases within a second time, okay? So you can go back now to the dictionary settings and go ahead and add as many as you want to. And also if you need to delete any of them, you'll just tap on it and just tap the delete and it's gonna remove them. So that is that, like and. In today's video tutorial, I'll show you how you can use the text editing feature or tools on your Gboard keyboard. Be sure to have the latest update of your Gboard keyboard. It is late 2023 at the time of this video, and let's get started. So you have a lot of text and some emojis that you want to work around with, and you don't want to use your finger trying to highlight things and move this and that around. There's a set of tools known as text editing, and when you get access to that, it'll make your editing a lot smoother, and that's going to work great once you get the hang of it. So in order to get into that here, let's just say wherever I am, maybe my cursor blinking here right now is there. I'll see my keyboard pop up. I'll tap here on these 4 square circles, and you'll see text editing. And at first, when you tap on this, this is going to show up and you're going to be like, okay, what does that do? So first things first, if you want to go ahead and select a part of these words here, tap on select first. So you're just using these to copy and paste and navigate your words. Now, once you have select, it means wherever these arrows will go, it's going to start highlighting for me. Notice how it's highlighting here. So maybe I want to copy these words right now, okay? I can choose to either copy it or cut it. And when I decide to copy it, so I'm going to copy right now here. It says text copies. It'll tell you that it's in the clipboard here. I'll go here now, and then I'll just come down to get myself a little space here. And then I'll see the suggested recent copied set of words here. Or you can just go back to your text editing and simply press paste, and that's going to show up there for you. Now, if I want to go ahead and highlight a big portion of it, I can use these here. When I tap on that here, that's going to move me around to different parts of my app itself. But you want to make sure that you have the select option highlighted first to highlight everything one time, or using the select all feature here. So using these arrows will simply just navigate your set of words, as you can see, but the difference is when I press select first, and if I tap on this here, you'll notice it's going to highlight everything that's behind going up of the cursor here. And then of course, if I do this, it's going to copy the rest of it, okay? And of course, if I press select again, it's going to undo the highlight and select, or I can simply go with select all, and it's going to highlight everything on that page and copy it for me if I decide to go with copy or cut, okay? So that's basically what the text editing is for. It's just a set of tools to help you navigate and copy a lot easier, especially if you have big fingers and it's kind of hard to copy the little tiny text. This is going to be very useful for that. So like and sub, and thanks for watching.